Star Wars' future is dicey, to say the least. We really don't know where we're going. Well, maybe we actually do now. New Jedi Order was off the table. It was on the table, it was off the table. And apparently Daisy Ridley's movie is back on the table. According to a really good insider in the industry, it's not only on the table, but it's going to connect all the other Star Wars movies and IPs together into this big Avengers crossover in the future, and we may actually even get older characters back. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. Today, we're going to go over everything about Daisy Ridley's movie that is now apparently happening again, and how it's going to connect to the future of Star Wars. There's some good, and there's some bad. I'm kind of skeptical on this. This isn't going to be my most positive Star Wars video. Make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Remember, I read every single comment on every single video. Let's jump in. Let's start off with the confirmed news. And the big headline is that Daisy Ridley, of course, is officially returning as Rey Skywalker in a new movie that is set about 15 years after the rise of Skywalker. We knew this. We've known this for a while, but then we were told this may not actually happen. Now, that film that is often nicknamed the New Jedi Order will follow Rey as she attempts to rebuild the Jedi Order from scratch. Sounds familiar, I know. It was announced in April 2023, and it would be directed by Miss Marvel's Shanoy herself, attached as the director. So yeah, Rey was back. She'll be the seasoned Jedi Master now, training a new generation of Jedi. I guess that's exciting for people that want to see a Jedi Academy again, but once again, how many times are we going to go through this plot line? Now, Lucasfilm hasn't given us a release date. They're playing it pretty close to the chest, but development is underway, and we do know there have been script changes. A few writers have came and gone. Stephen Knight, Damon Lindelof, there's more. And as of early 2025, the screenplay is being written by George Nolfi. So if you heard about behind-the-scenes shakeups, that's all true. But the project, it's still kind of on the rails. In fact, Daisy Ridley recently said things are evolving with the movie, and she's very excited to continue Rey's story. She even teased that an official update would be coming soon. That is a good sign. But there's some other stuff that we may need to be worried about. There's a lot on the horizon when it comes to Star Wars. We know The Mandalorian and Grogu is slated for May 22nd, 2026. It's a crossover film. Should be wrapping up the Mando-verse storyline on the big screen. Jon Favreau is directing. Dave Filoni's producing. Pretty excited about that one. Basically the grand finale for The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, all that good stuff. And of course, we're going to see Ahsoka. We're going to see Grogu. We're going to see Mando, all them. That's going to be fun. Like a buddy cop type deal. Should be good. Then we have Star Wars Starfighter, which we have a video going up about too, because we have new information about that. May 28th, 2027. Now this one is directed by Sean Levy. Deadpool, yeah. You got Ryan Gosling. You're gonna have a really good time with this movie. I really feel that way. It's supposed to be its own standalone. It's supposed to push past the Skywalker saga. It's set 5 years after the rise of Skywalker, and we don't know much about the plot, but what we've heard is that he's uncle status, and he is trying to basically guide his nephew away from bad guys, I guess. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we also know a couple villains. Like I said, I have a video going up about that, but the hype is real for this one. I think this is going to be a really good one. Then we have Daisy Ridley's film. It's not technically titled, but we're calling it the New Jedi Order. It's one we've been talking about lately. I mean, we could speculate that it drops in 2027, possibly to coincide with Star Wars 50th anniversary. That'd be cool. It's not confirmed, but it should be part of a larger trilogy if it goes well. Then the one that I'm most excited for is The Dawn of Jedi. We talked about it in a video not too long ago. James Mangold. This one's going to be good. He, of course, directed Logan. And this one is set 25,000 years before the Skywalker saga, explores the origins of the Jedi Order. It was also announced in 2023 and described as this biblical epic about the first Jedi discovering the Force. Super early development. I don't even think the script is finished yet. We won't see it for a while, but this one's going to be good. And then Taika Waititi's Star Wars film. According to insiders, it is still in development. He is still attached to write and direct a Star Wars movie, which was announced like 5 years ago. Fresh story, new characters. I don't have a lot of faith in this one. But here's why we're here. We're here for leaks and rumors. And I don't know about this. There is a credible rumor going around from notable scooper Daniel RPK claiming that Lucasfilm has a master plan for the post-Episode 9 era. According to this leak, the idea is to create this new Jedi Order. Of course, we talked about that, Daisy Ridley. And it will be films that are similar to the Mandoverse model, meaning multiple interconnected stories set after Rise of Skywalker. And all of that will gradually build towards a major crossover event. So essentially, instead of doing an isolated Rey trilogy, they might be doing a few different movies with different characters and plots in the same era, and eventually, all of those threads would converge into one huge film. Here's the kicker. That culminating event would bring together characters introduced in past films. In other words, some old fan favorite characters could return, they could team up in a finale. I mean, it's rumor, and the rumor is because it sounds like Marvel's Avengers Endgame formula coming to Star Wars. What does that actually mean? Well, the leak specifically says the first story is the new Jedi Order era, Daisy Ridley's movie. Makes sense. That's the one that officially was announced. Then presumably, Sean Levy's Starfighter with Ryan Gosling might be another story in that era since it's set 5 years after Episode 9. But they also say this is a standalone movie and it's pushing past the Skywalker saga. Those two things don't really mix. Then you have the additional films or Disney Plus projects in that timeline that we haven't really heard about. So over time, these separate stories would all lead into one big finale movie where characters from each story would come together. I mean, think of how The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, they were all separate, but they'll culminate in the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Well, they want to do the same type of thing with sequel-era heroes. It's a rumor, but it comes from sources that have been right before. Actually kind of aligns with what a lot of fans have talked about. A more connected plan for the sequels follow-up rather than just one-offs. I don't know. It's tricky. You have to be really, really careful to get people to buy into this. Another leak from the same source gave a practical update. The Rey movie is aiming to begin filming in 2026, and originally, many expected it to film sooner, 2024, 2025, and have a 2025 release. But with all the script changes and the ongoing writers and actors strikes that we had, everything got pushed back. So filming in 2026 likely means the movie won't hit theaters until 2027 at the earliest. Now, on one hand, it's a bummer. We've got to wait longer to see Star Wars on the big screen. On the other hand, at least the project is moving forward. For a while, it was unclear if it was going to happen at all. So Lucasfilm seems to be taking their time to get the story right, which, given the backlash of the sequels trilogy, I think that's a smart move. They've already cycled through a few writers, as I mentioned, and even paused the project at one point to retool it. Back in June, there were even whispers the movie was on hold temporarily while James Mangold's film was moving ahead. That's true. That hold might just been a delay to get a solid script. I personally would like to see James Mangold's movie first. I know it's not going to connect in any way because it's 25,000 years, but that one's going to be good. Now, casting and character rumors. So far, Daisy Ridley. It's the only one we have. It's an obvious one. No official word on others. But the rumor mill, you know what it does. There's a lot of speculation about John Boyega returning as Finn. Nothing confirmed there. In fact, Boyega has publicly been, well, not the happiest with Star Wars, but he is happy for Daisy and will be cheering from the sidelines for now. That sounds like currently he's not signed on, but then again, actors like to lie. Daisy Ridley herself said she would love for Boyega to come back as Finn in the new movie. She feels Rey and Finn's story should reunite if possible. I don't necessarily agree with that. Once again, I thought we were trying to move past the Skywalker saga, but looks like we're just going to do a fourth trilogy in that saga. I mean, that's what this is all leading to. There's also casting rumors of new characters. One that made rounds at Lucasfilm was eyeing some big-name actress as a lead role, possibly a new Jedi or main villain. Names like Helen Mirren, Angela Bassett, they floated around. I don't know, could be older Jedi masters, Sith antagonists, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And then one more was that Marvel star Chris Evans would be eyed for a Star Wars role. It's not specific to a project. Given the timing, some speculate could be for one of those upcoming movies, maybe Starfighter, maybe even the Rey film. Chris Evans has said he is a huge Star Wars fan. Seeing Captain America himself join the galaxy, that would be crazy. It really, really would. So, what do you guys think? I mean, looks like Rey's movie is back on the table. New Jedi Order, going to be connected to a whole lot of stuff. They might be connecting all of these post-Episode 9 to come to this culmination of some Avengers-style crossover. I'm not really sold on that yet. It sounds great, but a lot has to happen for that to actually be good. So you guys let me know what you think. I mean, what do you think that major event could actually be? What would be an epic team-up in Star Wars? I guess you could say maybe they're planning like an Heir to the Empire-style war, but set after Episode 9. Maybe some new Imperial remnant or dark side cult rises and threatens the galaxy, forces Rey to rally all the allies she knows. I mean, we know the First Order and Palpatine are gone, so technically the slate is clean for a new villain? I don't know, maybe it's a extra galactic invasion. Maybe fans of the old expanded universe will remember, like, what was that guy's name? Yuzon Vong? Some alien force from another galaxy comes in and causes chaos? I don't know. I mean, the easiest thing to do is have a resurgent Sith or a dark Jedi type threat. They could do that very easy, but where do you go with this? I mean, and who is she teaming up with? You've got Finn, you've got Poe, who? Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, maybe Force Ghost Luke Skywalker, Force Ghost Anakin? I don't know. Ben Solo's dead. Could they revive him and bring him back? I don't know. Grogu? I'm reaching here. Yoda? We'll see. We'll see. It would be cool if they could pull it off, but once again, I'm super skeptical. I'll keep you guys updated if anything new comes, and look for that Starfighter update video really soon if it's not already up. I'll see you guys soon.